P-Dye to $1, my baby dolls. What a controversial narrative, because on one hand, narratives are all BS. And on the other hand, you know that, well, you can't just hand out infinite money if everybody holds something and you want to dream of a $1 pegging. And on your third hand, which is down there, you know it's a bull market. So what do? Well, I'll tell you right now, friends, in the bull market, your third hand takes precedence. Yes. Just like, you know, friends, you know, there's this famous saying that women always use on men. They say, like, we basically say that we're so dumb that there's only enough blood for one thing to work at a time, either your willy or your brain, but you can't get both working. It might be kind of true. So I'm wearing a Pokemon Ash Ketchum hat, just to let you know. So none of this is financial advice, friends. We are going subculture down here. We are in the P-Dye narrative on the Pulse Chain ecosystem. Have a look at this chart. So I just want to show you what's going on now. Your friend saw me, which is me, from many years ago. I'd see this chart and I go, I missed it. It's over. See you later. I missed it. But if you chart it against the pulse ratio, you're going to see something here, right? Now, we're going to go through the deep inner working trends. You see, it just flipped green on the 3-day super trend. Now, maybe it pulls back in here. I don't know, but this is still big. If it ends up popping up, friends, this can be huge up here, like a 10x. This is just going back to the top. So I'm just showing you, okay, if you don't want to go through, because we're going to go and investigate this person's thread. So 9 Iron Capital is a P-Dye Maxi. It's kind of funny. Like, oh man, these narratives, friends. We're going to go through the whole thread. I'm the journey. It's going to be a journey with me, but I've given you the most important information right now, okay? Because I don't know what the conclusion is going to be, but the conclusion right now is basically saying Richard Heart or a wallet that knows him, someone really, really close, has done all these moves on chain, and they've checked the test net to make sure that P-Dye can't be minted anymore from MakerDAO. So it's basically closing the gates to protect it, and he's going to try to re-peg it. That's what basically he's saying. Now, why don't I show you that chart, friends? Is because to give you the easy information first. It's to be like, hey, before we go through dig in, this is the chart right now. And look, just tell you right now, okay? Friends, in 2021, they bought Cumrocket. And just so that you know, friends, Cumrocket, okay, did a 197x in 17 days. Now, I've got a made post here. I'm going to show you later on. Like, this was the girl, okay? This is a girl that was the founder of Cumrocket. So the ticker was Cummies. She actually went on up only, did 197x. And just, well, I showed you that. You're like, hey, why'd you show me this girl showing her boobies and stuff? She's pretty cute. Look, what do you think? When the coin went up, you're probably thinking, oh, it's clearly a top signal. No, there was a narrative going on because DAOs were a big thing in 2020. So this was meant to be like a support token for abused girls and stuff around the world. I'm not making this up. I'm not making this up. Once again, yes, it happened. I was here. It did 197x in 17 days. She went on up only. And I'm telling you the truth, okay? Go back, rewind time. We were all here. The coin, that's the narrative. The narrative was, wait a minute, Cumrocket, you're going to support women? So let's suspend this belief of these narratives for a second. That's why this is, now you know the juice, friends. I'm giving you the juice. Let's go into the diving deep. So P-Dye Maxi has said here, all right, the proof of all these, number one, Richard Heart is in control of P-Maker. So that is the Pulse Chain Maker, the forked copy over, and that is able to mint the P-Dye, right? Or was. Richard Heart is reprogramming P-Maker to operate on Pulse Chain. And 3, a recapitalization of the P-Maker can establish the peg. It's basically like if you, in the P-Maker protocol, if you add in like Ethereum and real money in there, you can make the peg come back. So ever wonder why Richard Heart tested PRC protocols? It was for P-Dye, P-Maker, and Hex. Now, what this guy did, friends, I'm not kidding. It's literally, have you seen that meme with the guy with the hair? He's got the conspiracy stuff here and there. Oh yeah, that's exactly what this guy's been able to do, is put all these, he's connected all these wallet addresses, all these lines. Let's continue. By the way, I'm sure someone down here actually has the actual GIF I'm talking for. It's going to be, surely it's right here. Boom, here it is right here. It's the exact same one. So, right, Mr. P-Dye Maxi, he says, in the early days, we discovered a 547 Ethereum payment using Tornado Cash to the Maker team. We were wrong. After analyzing this transaction and spending days understanding the Maker system, it's clear that Richard Hart was taking control of Maker, and here he is with the previous post back in August. Now, man, this is why there was always like this, people think like, oh, you're a PDI hater here and there. No, friends, like when you get in these, you don't have no idea what's going on. And there was this arbitrage bot going on here. And like, see, I know from your perspective, you're seeing it as this one lottery ticket winner back then, but you just got to look at the reality. The reality is I get shilled 99 things literally every week by grifters, scammers, insiders. They're all doing pump and dumps, people using stuff for exit liquidity all the time. And I told you, I'm happy to miss the one unicorn's first pump. I'm happy to miss that, because if it's really going to be a unicorn, there's going to be a big crash. And guess what? That's why I showed you on the PDI chart. Yeah, it did have that, friends. It had how much from the top? Dropped minus 94%, and now it's flipped in the green. This is part of the process, friends. This is what I did with Hex, by the way. Hex, I threw the bullet in and I came back down and I smacked it in harder later on. You're not going to make it if you just jump into everything. You can't. And if you get upset at someone else trying to warn you about stuff, well, you're not going to make it either, because now you're really going to be falling into the trap next. Okay. But now this Mr. 9 Iron Capital says, how was this able to happen? The first transactions from one wallet to another wallet had 70 Ethereum deposited into it from Tornado Cash. This wallet is the mastermind taking control of Maker in June 2023. That's around when Pulse Chain launched. And then he has another wallet here. He goes, this other wallet bought 320,000 PRV using its own Ethereum, and then it used those tokens to force a governance vote. And he has all the addresses, everything. Like, this guy's insane. So that's what basically doing. Because you forked over the copy, you have to now grab the tokens to put it in the protocol. So they go, hey, whoever owns all these tokens, they can make a change if they want, and they can change whatever's in the code. And then he references that same wallet withdrew 1.26 million PRV tokens from the staked PRV vaults. The transaction was to empty RV. Next thing, he then actioned another series of requests to allow the interest-bearing PRV vaults to be withdrawn for more money. Okay, I think that's yield, not sure. And then another wallet, that wallet, same wallet again, drained 58,000 P Maker from the RV interest-bearing Maker vault using another address himself. Continuing, then he drains P-Link, Wi-Fi, P-Uni, Peniswrap Bitcoin, all from the RV vault. So he's basically just draining, what this action is, draining RV, I guess, for all these. Just, see, here's the thing, friends. I guess if Rich is doing this, he was cleaning out the system because he doesn't want, remember, this was before world's biggest airdrop, kind of like, and I hate to say it, kind of like wasn't, as it was pretty floppy, right? But because everyone thought that, okay, you're going to be getting P-Uni, PRV, P people coming in to play. We don't want them to be dumped on by people who gamed RV and just have a lot of money sitting there. We don't want that. And I guess he didn't want people to, like, do anything with the tokens and take them from RV and dump. Because that's what could have happened. Because if the token's 99.9% less in value, then you can, like, go, oh, sweet, I can spend $5,000, buy up $5 billion worth of the copycat, right? It's $5 billion theoretical of the old version, and then I have that voting power to go do what I want, okay? So this is where he continues. He then puts it into MakerDAO's wallet to pause all the governance votes and decisions for a period. So this is on PDI, Hex, I guess, I'm not sure if that's specifically it. Okay, he's probably just tagging him. Yeah, he's just tagging him. So this effectively allows the wallet to pause all the governance. He goes through, look at all these things going on. Next, he then conducts a series of governance changes. My assumption is that this was to halt all the inflows into the Maker vault, as this vote stopped the PDI inflation bug. So to keep minting, so you guess what you could have done is you buy the super cheap Maker. It's not like $2,000 anymore. It's more like $2, right? And then you put that in, and then you're able to mint all the DAI, and then you extract all the liquidity. That's what it was basically stopping. Okay. He goes, then the next changes made was to set the owner of the governance of MakerDAO. It used this route, and then this wallet drains P-Maker vaults for a total of this many Peniswrap Bitcoin. So he drains $1 million out. That's insane, right? I mean, there's 99.9% lower value. It's still $1 million worth. Then this wallet sends the penis wrap Bitcoin worth $1.1 million. He moves it over the bridge. He moves into Ethereum and sends 547 ETH into another address, moving along. So look at all this stuff this guy's tracked. Jumping back to this original 9E6EF wallet, the last thing it did was lock all the PMaker governance and transfer its rights to another wallet. This holds the key to what's coming next. And he says it was all performed on testnet. So this person, I guess, practiced on testnet himself. He goes, this 17F7 wallet hasn't done anything since, but its next moves on the testnets are auditable. So this is the main juice. He went to the testnet to see what it is. He goes, if it follows the same steps as what he did on testnet, this wallet will rewrite the governance smart contract and portion IOUs within PMaker governance framework. The next is to re-enable a recapitalization of the Maker vaults through its push-pull mint function. Recap, I guess, means you can deposit money back into it using Maker, whatever it is. Lastly, this wallet tries to play around with the burning of the Maker tokens also. It is so clear that the intention is to repeg PDAI with this functionality. He says, look, look, friends, I'm speaking off the cuff. You don't really know, but if you need to participate in this system, you have to, like, Maker tokens get burned from it. So I'm wondering if that's what it's playing around with. It's like, hey, as everybody keeps, I'm just wondering, I'm just thinking off the cuff here. I haven't done all the research, but this is all the things, a lot of pieces put together. I'm wondering if part of the trading or the activity, there's a buy and burn fee. Now, you know how the buy and burn fee goes to PulseX to do that? I wonder if this buy and burn kind of like helps to slowly repeg this thing over time. That would be insane, right? If that happens. He goes, lastly, right, it tries to play around with the burning. That's why its intention is to repeg. But this is the next part, okay? How do we know it's Richard Heart? Let's start with the largest holder of the penis-wrapped Bitcoin, this 2822 wallet. This wallet was airdropped 6.7 trillion PulseX and 6.2 trillion Pulse on launch. This is the Richard Heart wallet. Isn't it convenient that this 2822 wallet added liquidity pools to the exact PRC20s that he needed to dump into from the PRV vaults on here 2 days before it happened? So I guess he gets an address, he makes a liquidity pool, and then 2 days later, another action of the PRV comes out and they dump into his pool from his other wallet. That's what it's basically implying here. The liquidity was removed on this day, 8th of July, just after the PRV PMaker operation finished. Next thing, this liquidity enabled Richard Heart to transfer tokens from the pools he set up with the 2822 wallet and move them into these two wallets. So the question is, if the all-knowing leader of this ecosystem wouldn't know there is a bad actor that already has control of PMaker and PDAI, would he post this and put people in harm's way? Of course he knows. So what is basically Mr. PDAI Maxi, he's saying, right? He's saying Richard Heart's very careful. Why would he go make this post unless he knew that it was all good and safe? That's what he's basically saying. And then Richie's post here is, he says, if you got DAI, USDC or USDT and have their stable coins directly on Pulse Chain, as they do on other networks, it would increase security and reduce costs. Pulse Chain is nearly the most decentralized and secure L1 in the world, perhaps operating flawlessly, you know, as good as everything else. Okay, so that's basically what he's implying here for that. This is a huge confirmation that the PDAI contract is working perfectly. All Richard Heart needs to do to peg PDAI is to get the collateral pools more than the market cap. So this is easy and it can be accelerated by the PRC liquidity pools, Ethereum and Pulse additions, and a recap of Maker. all-time highs are coming, all this. So friends, there's a lot of controversy when it comes to these, because there's all these actions and how it'll work. I'm still trying to figure out, friends, because of the way the way these things operate. You're trying to think about what's the purpose here. Is it a people's stable coin? That's interesting, because look, I'm just, friends, I'm wearing an Ash Ketchum Pokemon hat, for the love of God, but I'm just letting you know, the Richard Hart, he did say he has a unique idea for a stable coin, and he's not going to tell anyone. And I always wondered, like, why wouldn't you tell anyone? And I was like, man, if this is actually it, oh, now it makes sense why he wouldn't tell anyone. And also, it is Richard's ethos, basically how he operates, where he wants the people to have a chance to buy blood and win. That's really his ethos. And you know, kind of with him, his plan is if you hold long enough, you win. Now, it could be long, but you still end up winning. That's kind of his ethos. So if this happened, now please, for the love of God, not saying it's going to happen, but if this turns out to be true, then it does make sense in that regard. However, let's be honest. Am I just the green candles talking right now? I've told you every single time, friends, that's what happens. See, this story, like a fart in the wind if there's red candles. But now there's green candles, like, oh, what's going on here? So, man, that's why these things got a long way to go. But I know, friends, this is, I don't like doing this part, but I know you all like seeing it. If this story is true, okay, if this story is true, then it goes another, here we go, 470x if this story is true. But let's say the story isn't true. Let's say it matches where Luna UST was 2 months ago, 7 cents. All right, 467x to go there. But if it matches Luna UST to just go up to 7 cents up here, that's a 33x from here. And by the way, that's Luna UST in a freaking, pretty much, it was still a bear market 3 months ago, okay? We're in 2023, not even Bitcoin halving year. So that's why, you know, look, I know it's so hard to grasp, because that's why I was like, man, there's no way this thing's true. What do you do, man? What are you going to do? Like, you can sit here and go, it's not going to happen, not going to happen, not going to happen, but people don't care, man. That's why I'm telling you, the narrative, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. All that matters is the supply and the demand. Now, they're kind of related, but what comes first, the narrative or the price? You know what actually comes first? The price comes first. Okay, the price moving up comes first, and the narrative is trying to get fuel, trying to like suck everyone in. No, it's not really doing it. It's just, it exists. It either sucks you in or it doesn't. Okay, so let me know what you think about this. Of course, you know, if you're new to the game, you might say, hey, why can't I peg to one? Why can't I peg to, like, you know, that much? Well, you have that issue of, yes, everyone given a lot of the coins. You basically, there's people with, like, you know, 20 million Peter are able to buy it for like $2,000. Like, who's going to be leaving a bid for them at 99.9 cents? And you go, yes, I really want it. Unless there's some sort of grand plan here and there to happen over time. I don't know. You don't really need to think about it. All I know is, from my experience in these, you don't actually need to look at the narrative, friends. Okay, look at Dilly. My friend Dylan, all right, he don't give a shit. It's got a yellow logo. He knows the target. It's in the name. It's a world's first future speculative stablecoin. A future stablecoin. Like, you know the target. That's what everyone wants. Tell me the target. We're buying it for pennies. It's under $1. It's just, yeah, it just screams. I want to use the word retailer trap, but can you really use retailer trap? Like, friends, I hate to say it. This is obviously, it's outperforming Hex. Okay, it's outperforming Hex. It's outperforming the utility coins, friends. What are we meant to do? Say, oh, this thing is happening. Like, and I just showed you. I showed you at the beginning of the video. Come rocket. So it is what it is. That's why, like, if you just remove the story, remove the narrative, remove the ticker, if you just look at this 3-day chart, friends, this is the 3-day chart has just flipped green. And that's it. And you might say, well, you know, if you guys were able to buy Luna UST up to 7 cents, then how high can this go? That's all you need. That's all you need. But what I like is it's so hard. My voice like trembles me saying it. That means it's this thing is really, 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 friends. My mid-curve meme of that is real. It's literally the peanut brain says, I'll show you actually. Because this means everything, friends. On the left-hand side, this is Mr. Peanut Brain. He's saying PDAI can go to $1. That's all he's saying. It can go to $1, right? And then the high IQ trader, the assassin, is saying everyone thinks PDAI can go to $1. That's all you need, friends. They're the winners. And then the mid-curve, no, you can't have a future stablecoin because that's all you need to be backed and nobody will want it because they want real revenues and balance sheets with all these stablecoins. Ah, man. They bought Cum Rocket. Like, subscribe, belly button all. Catch you soon.